What's up, soul fam? I was live. Beautiful, right? Because anything is possible. Did you know when you close your eyes and you visualize something, say you close your eyes and you visualize yourself on a roller coaster, did you know your body can't tell the difference whether it's actually experiencing it or not? Yeah, your mind and body, they don't even know the difference between something you're imagining and something that you're experiencing. And knowing this, we could use this to our advantage with self-healing. Because we all need self-healing. We all need it. We could tell how if the world didn't need any self-healing, we wouldn't be in the state that we are in. And that's the reason why we're going through all this, so we could self-heal. Because the old way wasn't working. So we're creating a new way, and the new way is through healing. And that is diving into all that darkness, all that shadow that you held back, that you probably ain't even aware of. But your subconscious remembers everything. Every fucking experience from the moment you were consciously aware, maybe even past then, to up into this moment. It is recorded. Every experience that you've ever had. And it knows. It knows things that you don't even know you know. And I can give an example of this. I was watching some video. I forgot exactly where it was at. And it was telling me that, it was sharing with me how our subconsciouses know everything. Even if we haven't experienced it. Because we're connected to, the collective consciousness or the Akashic records and things like that. We know things that we don't know how we know them. And I practiced this one time, and I walked into a hardware store like Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards, and I was looking for something, and I had no idea where this thing would be. I had no idea, and I was crunched on time, so I was like, well, subconscious, you know everything. So knowing you know everything, I'm just going to allow you to just guide me to where this thing is at. So I just cleared my mind, took a few deep breaths, and started walking. And whenever my intuition told me to go right in the aisle, I went right. And whenever it told me to go left, I went left. And I didn't allow enough time for me to question it. So if I said right, I wouldn't think of it. I just went right. And I did this. And before I knew it, I looked up, and I was standing right in front of the item that I needed, the product that I needed. And I'm sitting there looking dead at it, and I'm like, wow, how did I even get here? I had no idea that it would even be here. And the funny thing is it wasn't even in the aisle that you would think, Let's just say, I needed a brass fitting for a pipe. You would be like, oh, obviously I would start in plumbing, right? Because you're using your logical brain. But the part I was looking for maybe had to do with plumbing, but it was found in electrical. So it was like I couldn't even use logical thinking. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just going to head towards plumbing. No. So our minds do know everything. Our subconsciouses do know everything. And that showed me that, Another example. One time, I'm not from Washington State. And when I first got out here, I was exploring all over the place. And I went to this place called Mud Mountain, which is in the Seattle, Tacoma area. It's like a nature preserve, right? And I went there a few times. And I remember I was on my way back. And I didn't know, the directions without using my GPS. And I forgot to plug my GPS in. And I remember I'm flying down this road. And I'm driving stick shift. And I'm flying. And all of a sudden, I just slam on the brakes, downshift, and I turn left. And I continue going. And I'm sitting there thinking why did I do that? I was like, I don't even know if I was supposed to turn there. Why did I turn there? And then I had this thought, just trust it. Just fucking trust it. Quit putting logic and guessing everything, or, put logic to everything and overthinking things. Sure enough, I was like, all right, I'm just going to go down this road and continue on. And sure enough, it was the road that I needed to turn on. But I was fucking pretty much, what do they call that? I was in a road trance. You know how you go down the highway and you're just flying and you're in your head and 10 minutes go by and you were wondering who the fuck was driving the car because you were totally in your head. Yeah, like that. Our subconscious constantly knows what's going on, even when we don't consciously know. And that was another thing. How would I know to fucking just slam on my brakes and turn left right there? It was totally like it flew through me. That's what it did. So we know everything. Even if we don't know, we know. And you could use this to your advantage for healing. You have to heal. You have to heal. And you start with your root, your support system. Do you feel supported? Do you feel grounded? Do you feel loved? And that's where it all starts. Because honestly, what I've learned is with the unhealed root chakra, you're going to just go through codependency cycles your whole life, not even realizing you're getting yourself into them. You're never going to take action on your creative ideas because you don't feel supported. You don't feel like they're good ideas because you were never encouraged to do things that you love doing, that your talents, your special abilities, your gifts. And now when you do try to do them at an older age, it feels awkward. You feel stupid. You're like, wow, I'm terrible at this. I feel so dumb. Why am I doing this? And that's your ego trying to protect itself against feeling stupid, about feeling shameful, about feeling guilty. And that's a clear sign that you need healing in that. You know, for example, how do you know you need healing in your sacral? Well, if you get around, let's just say, a group of people, it could even be children, right? And the music's up and they're all dancing and they're acting kooky and they're dancing, but you feel awkward and shameful watching them. Like, wow, they're like, you almost get a sense of embarrassment from what they're doing, like almost as if you're doing it. Have you ever experienced that? Yeah, you need healing in your sacral. I've experienced that as well in the past. And I was just like, why am I feeling embarrassed and awkward for something that they're doing? I'm not even doing it. And you know, another example of how these things happen is through this. I used to date a girl with kids, a woman with kids, and we would go to the store and the kids would be acting like kids and they'll be dancing in the aisle and doing some goofy dance that they learned on YouTube or some TikTok, and you know, like the floss or whatever it's called, and they're just acting silly, acting like kids. And the mom's like, oh my God, stop it. You're embarrassing yourself. Stop it. Oh my God, I'm embarrassed. You're embarrassing yourself. You know? And now the kid thinks if she dances, she should be embarrassed. And these are the programs. We're projecting our insecurities onto our children by doing things like that. Oh, you shouldn't express yourself that way. You sound foolish. Oh, you shouldn't express yourself that way. That's not how we do things. No, that's not how you do things. You know? Your sacral or your solar plex. How do you know you're unbalanced there? Well, how's your creativity flowing? And then when you do have a creative idea, do you take action on it? Do you feel capable of fulfilling that task? Or do you question yourself and always think about all the obstacles in your way and you never take action? Well, that's a combination of your solar plex and your root chakra right there. You know, your heart's a big one. And once you get through the first three centers, your heart will pretty much automatically open. But you have to clear the blockages in those first three. And once you're at the heart, you're pretty much good, and the rest is just unfolding. But I would definitely look into self-healing, in any sense. I don't care if it's sound healing, Reiki, sacral cranium, acupuncture, any type of energy healing. You know, there's so much out there. Start finding something that resonates with you, and let's get to healing. Like, because healing is probably one of the most rewarding things that you'll ever experience, because you think you're this person right here, right now, but you're not. You're so much more than that, and you're actually just living out the trauma that you've experienced in the past, and you're constantly living that out, and it's constantly holding you back. But you lived with it for so long, you just think it's you. You think that's you, but it's truly not. It's just a past experience that you labeled as you, and now you live your life as that experience, and it constantly recycles in your life. So I don't know if you've ever experienced what it feels like to have your heart open, but I tell you what, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. And like mine, I have a lot of heart chakra healing to do, but I feel when it opens, and I'll tell you what, there's no energy like it. I'll tell you what, it almost gives you a sense of wanting to like cry, but not in a sad way, in like a cheerful, joyful way, And then your throat. Do you speak your truths when they need to be spoken, or do you fear confrontation and conflict, so you just hold back what you should be saying? Do you have a hard time communicating your boundaries to your friends and your family members and the strangers? Well, you have throat chakra problems. Do you have something that you want to say, and you half say it like, oh, I want to tell you something, but I don't know if I should. No, I'm not going to say it. People fucking really hate that. And that's your throat chakra. You have a block there. Because if you were guided enough to say, I have something to say, but I don't think I should say it, you should either have known, no, I shouldn't have said anything, or you should just say what you need to say. And if you made it that far, then you were probably supposed to say what you needed to say, but you were too fearful that it was going to cause conflict, hurt somebody's feelings. They wouldn't like you no more, so you held back. But that's not love. That's not love. Love is seeing someone you care about do something that's out of alignment with who they are, and feeling confident enough to communicate that to them and give them your perspective, Because a lot of us don't even know the unconscious shit that we're doing. And sometimes we need our friends, our family members, to point these things out in a peaceful way, obviously. But that's what friends are for. And the last person I was with, they would say, I love you, and, oh, we're such good friends, and we're going to have this, and we're going to have that. But they couldn't even tell me when I was fucking up. Like, if they felt some type of way, they wouldn't even bother. And they say, oh, no, that's not my place. Okay. Keep living that out. Keep living that timeline out. It ain't my place. Your third eye. Your third eye. That is where you get your visualization from, your vision, your connection, to yourself and to the cosmos. Like, that's through your third eye and your crown. But mainly your third eye, your visualization. Like when you're creating your vision, when someone says, close your eyes and envision this, do you have a hard time doing that? Like, oh, I suck at visualization, I can't do it. Well, then you probably have a third eye that's blocked. And I would stop fucking brushing your teeth with fluoride toothpaste. I would stop drinking fluoridated water. And I would just go on like a detox, And if you look online, Kangen water, that is like the ultimate tool to detox your pineal gland. Because it pulls all the toxins and all the heavy metals from your body. Because this water molecule is structured in a sense where it actually has an open molecule to actually extract that toxin out. But the water we drink from our tap, it's already polluted and filled up. All the molecules are filled up with heavy metals and toxins. So there's nothing that, it doesn't have no hands to grab, right? Let's just say the molecules are hands to hold things. And it goes in our body and it grabs and it holds onto these toxins, and our body releases them through our sweat, our breath, and our urine. Well, this water that we're drinking isn't even doing that because it's so fucking polluted. So I would actually get a clean water source, charge it energetically through the sun, through the moon, through your crystals, through the earth, through love and prayer, and start drinking that water. And set an intention for this body to actually cleanse your pineal gland, cleanse your organs, cleanse your vessel, so you could be a clear channel for the divine, because that's what you're here for. And then obviously your crown, you know, do you feel disconnected to source, like you're so separated and you're here on your own and you have no one, and you know, you feel like you have no support system? Well, you lack God. Well, you have a block in your crown. And all that comes from healing down below. You know, a lot of that will heal itself up by just you focusing on your primal centers, which is your root, your sacral, and your solar plex. But healing is the only way out of this. Healing is the only way to a happy life. And if you think just watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos all the time, like I do, you know, sometimes like I could spend more time doing all these things. And I know that I will. I think I live my life where, you know, the bare minimal. Like for example, you go to the gym, you want to do just enough working out to challenge the body, enough to change, but not enough to just wreck yourself, right? And that's kind of how I apply everything into my life, like just enough. And that's okay if it feels okay, you know? But don't go with your ego and ask, is this okay? Because that's majority of who we talk to in our head. We think we're talking to spirit a lot of the time, and we like to fucking just lie to ourselves and say, no, I'm talking to spirit. That's spirit in there. But spirit ain't gonna tell you to hold back, to not say what needs to be said, to just be quiet and unheard. That's not spirit. Spirit's gonna say, speak your fucking truths, even if it hurts feelings. As long as that wasn't your intention. If your intention was just to point something out to somebody, but their feelings got hurt, that means they have a real strong emotional anchor to that trauma that they need to heal. And if I had any advice to you all, I'm going to end this video here. If I had any advice to y'all, pay attention to what hurts your feelings. Because there's an emotional fucking charge there that you've had in a past life. And when I say past life sometimes, like when I say past life, I'm either referring to like an ex-girlfriend, an earlier time of my life. I'm not necessarily talking to a time before this because I don't remember my past lives yet, so I couldn't tell you that. But so when I say past life, 9 times out of 10, I'm just talking about my life pre-awakening, before my DNA activated. So, but pay attention to what hurts your feelings, to what makes you feel shameful, guilty, inadequate, uncomfortable. You know, like if I get around people and they start talking about bills and money and not having enough, I get this uneasy feeling because I've grown up with that my whole life, and it kind of brings shit to the surface that I'm dealing with. But I could tell like how so much change has happened since I got back to Washington, where like I know it's kind of sad that we need a paycheck to realize that we're supported. Like, oh, I know I'm supported. The universe just sent me $2,000. You know, no, you were supported before that. You just didn't need that $2,000, so they didn't give it to you to distract you. So many times we think, oh, spirit ain't supporting me because I want and need this, but I ain't getting it. Well, you obviously don't need it, because if you did, you would have it. Spirit is going to give you everything that you need when you need it. And if you don't have it right now, that's just an ego desire. That's it. It's an ego desire. So find out what triggers you. What makes you angry when someone says something? What makes you sad, guilty, shameful? Pay attention to these. We think that these people are doing these things to us and they're wrong because they made us feel this way, but they were just pointing a finger, say, hey, take a look at this. That's it. They didn't mean any harm from it, and even if they did, we don't have to take it that way. We don't have to be like, wow, this person just wanted to ruin my fucking day. Thank you. Thank you. You did this to me. And you know what? I'm going to sit right here in this funky ass mood until you come up and you apologize to me. And you make it all better. You're a special person. You're so special. You get that much power. You can have all my power. Here you go. Whenever you're ready to just fix my day, I'll be right here. I'll be right here. How foolish does that sound? When you're ready to fix my day that you've ruined, I'll be right here. But until then, I'm going to just sit here in this funky ass shit. Don't do that. Take back your God-given power. And that is response. That is response. Your God-given power is how you respond. And find out the best way to respond. You're not always going to do a good job. But if you're aware of how you could do better, you just won that battle. So, healing. There's no way around it. If you want to heal, well, if you want a great life, free from as much suffering as you can, you got to self-heal. And there's many ways of doing that. Just introspection, going over your past, meditation, freaking contemplation, sound healing, hypnotherapy. There's so many. Have fun with it, And you could do it, like, quit. I used to always think that, I needed a certified practitioner. There was a time when they weren't a certified practitioner and they just were interested in hypnosis. So they started playing around with it with themselves. And then they learned a few techniques that worked for them and they started sharing it. And they grew a passion from that. And that's how our passions are found. You want to self-heal and all of a sudden you hear something about tuning forks and tuning the human biofield, and all of a sudden you buy the book, Tuning the Human Biofield, and you buy yourself a set of tuning forks. And next thing you know, you're tuning up everybody in your family, all your friends, shit, even strangers. And they're just like, wow, dude, I feel so good. What'd you do to me? And then you're like, yeah, wow, I like this. And all of a sudden, you're a fucking sound healer. You didn't even know it. It just randomly found you. And that's how this is done. That's how purpose is found. It's through the healing, though. It's through the healing. Good luck on finding your purpose and feeling fulfilled without doing the healing. Either way, it all starts with loving yourself.